All right, final thing I want to cover today is another Apple story, which is weird. I don't think we've covered Apple at all over the course of this podcast, and now we've got them twice in one episode. But there was some news come out this week that Apple's released a paper showing some of the limitations of these large language reasoning models. Now, if you've been playing around with things like ChatGPT, you've probably played with the, O3 or O4 reasoning models, right? And so these are the tools that kind of show they're working as they're generating an answer for you. Now, the paper that Apple put out is titled The Illusion of Thinking, Understanding the Strengths and Limitations of Reasoning Models via the Lens of Problem Complexity. So that's a bit of a mouthful. Basically, what they wanted to test was how much better these reasoning models are compared to the more traditional kind of LLMs that we're familiar with at solving problems of different complexity levels. So when you use these reasoning models like O3 or O4, what they do is that they show you what they call a chain of thought, right? So you can kind of see the steps that the model is taking in order to try to respond to your query or answer your question. And the claim behind why they were developing the models to do this is that this chain of thought allows these models to solve much more challenging problems. And this was backed up initially by some of the benchmarking tests, right? So if you've looked in the space at all, you know that all of these companies basically submit their LLMs or their LRMs to these benchmarking tests, which means they have to go in and solve certain problems or respond to certain queries, and then they're graded on their ability to be able to do so, right? As a result of that kind of grading in those tests, it showed that these reasoning models were more effective at solving some of these more challenging problems. Right. So the AI community, understandably, has kind of been very excited about this based on the fact that it looks like this is going to create a path to be able to get to kind of AGI, right? The idea is like, okay, we have the first generation of LLMs, which are kind of like just reply with tokens, kind of without too much thought. Then we've got these reasoning models, which kind of try to think through the problem, which can solve problems of greater complexity, right? And then the idea is, well, hey, if we can just build bigger models, bigger LRMs with more data and throw more compute at them, right? If we just keep doing that, then potentially we get to this, utopia, which is AGI,